She was the hardest character to animate.
What if the world's weirdest kid was mistaken for the leader of Earth and abducted by aliens?
It wouldn't have been physically possible to finish the film with just one person.
It's really happening!
Are you gonna eat me?
What? Ew. Oh, no. My name's Elio. Well, what's your name? No one's ever asked me my name before. I'm Glordon.
I think a lot of credit goes to his voice actor, Remy Edgerly.
Bum, 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 bum. This has been the most fun I have ever had. Just get in my mouth.
This boy that Adrian Molina, the first director of the movie, found, he just naturally sounds like that. And I think, I mean, for Pixar movies, we prefer working with actors who have a more natural way of kind of like performing and behaving that feel kind of honest and truthful to who the character is. We don't usually like it when actors put on a cartoony voice or to like exaggerate their voice or to put on a voice. We usually like working with actors in their natural voice, and that is Remy's natural voice. He's just naturally a very quirky kid. So to pair that with such a scary looking design, I think was like a really fun contrast.
Yeah, and from the animators' side, you know, we give them a lot of time to test the character, and they did tests with Remy's voice because we weren't sure, you know, how will it work if he has no eyes? Should he always be facing Elio like he can see him, or should he be wandering around, you know, looking somewhere else? But I love where we ended up because even though they don't have eyes, he doesn't have eyes. He has these echolocation whiskers that ended up adding a lot to the character, and the animators, we encourage them, like, use those as much as you can because you don't have eyebrows. Not having eyebrows for some reason is, to me, sometimes even harder than not having eyes on a character. So you'll see they use the whiskers, his ears. Some of the animators tried folding the ears down like a little bunny rabbit's ears almost. And you know, he's got a lot of legs, and they mainly used to keep things simple design-wise. He's got 12 legs total, but they use mainly the top 4 as his sort of expressive legs, which I think helps, you know, just simplify what you're looking at and helps you read his emotions quickly.
Yeah, it's like find a voice actor that has that like natural, like appealing essence, and then have really talented animators
who are breaking down the character.
Yeah, who can explore the character acting and behavior and give them time to explore that.
Yeah.
Perhaps one of us could talk to Lord Grygon. Leader of Earth. You continue to surprise.
Yeah. I will say, from what I heard from our animators, she was the hardest character to animate because
she's the most complex.
She's the most complex. We wanted her to feel like a deep sea creature, so almost like she's always floating in water. So it's not like a bird where when they're landing, their wings are in and they're just still. She always has a little bit of movement, which is very tricky for the animators because they want the focus to be on her face, or if she's in the background and she's not even the center of the scene, we shouldn't really be thinking about her at all, but if she's just still, it would look weird. So she has a lot of moving parts. Those wings are really difficult to work with and to create clear shapes with. Yeah. That was a challenge too.
Yeah, again, I think it was the voice actor, Jamila Jamil.
She's great.
Who helped inform her performance.
Obviously don't use that.
You sound like Siri.
I would love to be Siri.
Jamila kind of found this regal yet warm voice for Questa. She's kind of like a queen, but she's very kind and she's empathetic. And I think the animators took that and were able to add that type of personality to Questa, kind of giving her this like upright, kind of graceful, kind of flowy movement to her.
It's really happening.
Fortunately, the movies at Pixar are never siloed away. We watch everybody's films as they're being made. So both Domee and I had watched Adrian's version of Elio over the years. So we knew the characters. We'd started to see some of the layout. We were familiar with the communiverse, and we knew sort of where the plot was headed. But it was, it's interesting. We didn't build the characters ourselves. We had to get to know, their complexities. We had to talk to our animation supervisors and figure out, like, what's hard for you guys?
Yeah.
What's hard about the communiverse? And
we had to find our way into the story and into the character of Elio. We inherited this really fun concept of, what if the world's weirdest kid was mistaken for the leader of Earth and abducted by aliens? But, we had to find our way into that. And for us, it was kind of adding on top of that. And what if he always wanted to be abducted by aliens? What if that was his goal, his life mission, his dream? Ever since he was little, just like for us, we dreamed of going to animation school and like trying to get there at all costs. And from there, kind of like exploring the why, like, but why does he want to be abducted? What is he running away from? What emotion is driving him to go into space? And that's also what led us to kind of like rethink the story a little bit and
so
rework it.
We had a lot of story reworking to do, but the sets and the characters were all there for us, fully built and beautiful. So it was exciting.
Yeah, it's like inheriting this like amazing like box of toys, and you get to figure out like how they fit together.
Okay, come and get me.
We both kind of had to do everything. We had a condensed timeline to finish the film, and there were many moments where I think we would agree that it wouldn't have been physically possible to finish the film with just one person. And it wasn't always like you always do animation and I always do lighting or whatever. It was we both will touch everything. It just depends on the timing of the meetings. Sometimes we would edit separate parts of the film, but then bring them back together and check each other's work. We're always finding moments to come back in line, so there's never, a weird, step somewhere else where all of a sudden the tone is different. It should always feel like it's one cohesive.
Like each of us will take different chunks of the movie and we'll work on it a little bit, and then we'll show it to each other and give each other notes, or we'll swap. Like after you work on one part of the movie, I work on the part, then we'll like trade places. And then I'll work on that, and then you'll work on my part.
So we were all over the place.
That's not how it worked. I mean, it takes a lot of communication.